We are now at part 5 of the basic peacekeeper training, and on this occasion we're going to be looking at lawful judiciary, which also includes the police constable's oath. Over to you, Mark.
Yeah, the lawful governance is created by the first promise of the monarch. The independent judiciary, and it's independent and it's created by the second promise of the monarch. Same thing again, it's a contract where the Archbishop offers the monarch a contract by asking, will you, to your power, cause law and justice in mercy to be executed in all your judgments? This contract's accepted with the words, I will, and in consideration, the monarch gets royal prerogative. So what happens with this is the Lord Chancellor gets delegated this by giving, now we're familiar with the word oath. What people are not as familiar with is affirmations. Basically, the oaths are religiously based or based on the UK's thinking of God, whereas an affirmation can be an alternative power greater than ourselves. But the concept is that we're making an affirmation to a power greater than ourselves, be it called an oath or not. And this is through what's known as judicial oaths. The second promise gets delegated down, and the Lord Chancellor has a specific oath or affirmation, which includes, I'll actually read it, the whole oath. I, whatever my name is, do swear that in the office of Lord High Chancellor of Great Britain, I will respect the rule of law, defend the independence of the judiciary, and discharge my duty to ensure the provisions of resources for efficient and effective support of the courts for which I am responsible, so help me God. So that there reinforces the judiciary is independent. It is not a creature of Parliament. It's not subject to Parliament. It's not a creature of the government. It is not subject to the government. It is independent. And the Lord Chancellor's job is to ensure the delivery of the promise, which is to cause law and justice in mercy to be executed in all judgments. Then it gets further delegated down to the Lord Chief Justice, the Master of the Rolls, the Recorder of London, and Justices of the Peace, who give judicial affirmations or oaths. I, my name, do, whether it's God or somebody else, that I will well and truly serve our monarch in the office of whatever their judicial position is, and I will do right in to all manner of people after the laws and usages of this realm, without fear or favor, affection or ill will. So that goes back to what we were saying earlier in the first module, that all are equal under the law, nobody is above the law. And also the laws and usages of the realm, this here goes back to the first promise, which is to govern according to our respective laws and customs. Then enforcement of the rule of law is through the police constables' affirmations or oaths, and these sometimes now are called attestations, but it's the same thing. You are making, under a power greater than yourself, a promise. And again, these are all contracts, because the Lord Chancellor, the Chief Justice, Master of the Rolls, the police constables, etc., all get paid a salary from the public purse, and therefore they are accountable in the courts of law. So the affirmation, oath, attestation of police constables is I, my name, of whichever police force, do solemnly and sincerely declare and affirm that I will well and truly serve the monarch in the office of constable, with fairness, integrity, diligence, and impartiality, again reinforcing all are equal under the law, nobody is above the law, upholding fundamental human rights, and according equal respect to all people, and that I will, to the best of my power, cause the peace to be kept and preserved, and prevent all offences against people and property, and that while I continue to hold the said office, I will do the best of my skill and knowledge, discharge all the duties thereof faithfully, according to law. So here you go. That's it. Within the police constable's oath, all that they can do lawfully is cause the peace to be kept and preserved, and prevent all offences against people or property. And this is the fundamentals of the peacekeeping. So basically, this again affirms it's to govern the people according to their respective laws and customs, which means your laws and my laws, not their laws. And the courts are independent. They are not under the control of either Parliament or Her Majesty's government. And they're there as the balance between the governed and governing to resolve any dispute. And as we saw when we talked about the basics of law, every dispute should be resolved equitably so that we do not have to be re-arguing the same problems time and time again. So again, the system is fantastic. We have a wonderful system in place, and the problem is we just don't use this and we don't hold into account. Going back to the lawful governance, the laws are there, the people's respective laws. The problem is our customs. Our customs have been to tolerate lying politicians, police that don't do their job. And that's what we as peacekeepers really need to start holding people to account for.
Absolutely, and to basically simplify that last comment is that all it's ever taken is for the people to say no. That's not the way that we wish to be governed. This is not the way that we wish to be policed, and you are not doing either of those jobs correctly. So even if the peacekeeper's role is quite simply to be a number and a group of people, irrespective of how many, just to teach people the simple basics of the law and to say to them, we will now create the customary laws and that we wish to live by and to live under. And because everyone has kept quiet from that, is you're basically being duped into a system whereby if you continue to accept the lies coming from politicians, for example, that's just become customary then. You are going to sit back and accept that it's okay for a politician to tell lies because you never challenge them. And we know that, we covered this in a previous meeting, didn't we, is the difference in an act and a law is entirely different. And the politicians, again, have used the word, there is the Coronavirus Act, and you should all conform to the advice that we're being giving. And we haven't rebutted that by saying to them, no, we do not accept that. And we don't accept your lies either. Very good.
And the same, Glenn, actually goes for the press. We accept the press line. We accept, we're all aware that for vaccinations, again, bringing it to current, they have legal immunity. However, what people need to learn is the difference. They do not have lawful immunity. Indeed. Because going back to the 3 precepts at the beginning, there needs to be a legitimate aim, it needs to be probable, and it needs to be proportionate. If it's not, acts of parliament are not lawful. And we'll be discussing this in more detail as we continue.
Yeah. So our next meeting is to discuss the Bill of Rights, which will be probably quite a detailed meeting. Yeah. And in the meantime, take a break and let's think about what we're going to do with Buckingham Palace now that it's been vacated.
Okay. See you in a bit.
See you on the next one. Thanks, Mark.
Bye.